Captain Video learns that Vultura plans to release platinite, a deadly metal, upon Earth. He and the Ranger try desperately to avert disaster.
Ranger, that's deadly radiation!
Take this. It'll counteract the effects of the radiation. Vultura's agent sure disappeared in a hurry.
What do we do about the platinite in the cave?
I'll call Gallagher from the plane. As soon as we can get there.
You're not waiting for me.
Captain Video calling Gallagher at Ranger headquarters, identifying numerals 381.
Gallagher speaking. Numerals 475. Did you locate the platinite?
The Ranger and I just escaped from it.
You mean to say that stuff's been turned loose?
Yes. Contact the Secretary of Public Safety at once. That entire area must be blasted out.
Right. Give me your exact location.
All persons except authorized civilian and military personnel are ordered to leave this area immediately. This is an emergency. Evacuate at once. Emergency. Mobilized ground and air crews succeeded in destroying the deadly platinite before its radiations got out of control. Credit for averting a major disaster is officially given Captain Video for his timely warning.
So he escaped the trap. That Video has an uncanny way of accomplishing the impossible.
How did he find out about the platinite?
Well, he must have tapped our Atoma wavelength and overheard me discuss the details with Vultura.
That's why he cut off our power source and doubled the guards watching this lab.
But he doesn't know that we have a secret entrance.
What if Video finds it?
He won't. Not if we find him first.
An analysis of the platinite confirmed my suspicions, Commissioner. It's a deadly metal unknown on Earth. It was brought here from the synthetic planet Atoma to be used as a weapon of destruction.
Only somebody familiar with those facts would have stored it in that cave.
Exactly. Somebody like Dr. Tobor.
Tobor? Why, he's one of our greatest scientists.
And one of our greatest scoundrels. He and Vultura have joined forces for the purpose of conquering the universe.
I can hardly believe it.
We couldn't believe it either at first.
When did you start to suspect him?
It began about the time a series of strange cosmic disturbances appeared, affecting the weather all over the continent. The video ranger was speeding back to headquarters with important information. We picked him up on our scanning device and saw that he was headed into trouble. Only the ranger's daring driving prevented his capture and the loss of important information. I tried to communicate with the ranger but couldn't get through. Somebody had erected a sonic barrier between us.
I tried to radio too, but it was no go.
But one of the men chasing you was able to radio. I figured he was contacting somebody up ahead. So I went into action with the optic and scalometer. We picked up a truck leaving a lonely cabin. There was a box in the back of the truck. A finer adjustment on the scalometer showed that the box was filled with explosives. I figured that with my jetmobile I could get there first. Thanks to its super speed, I did so, and just in time. Once again, the ranger came through by superb driving.
It was too close for comfort.
But how does this involve Tobor?
The information that the ranger brought proved conclusively that Dr. Tobor had been causing the cosmic disturbances which led to those floods and hurricanes.
Of course, he denied everything.
Yes. It was shortly after that he was abducted and taken to Atoma. Though we know now he went willingly.
Yeah, there's still no evidence that would stand up in court.
There will be. Much later, the ranger and I were heading back to headquarters with a part of one of those mechanical men. We reported to Gallagher by radio. Dr. Tobor was there too. We hadn't yet returned him to his own laboratory. We learned later that Gallagher had left Tobor alone for a moment. We realized that something was wrong when the instruments on the dash suddenly went haywire. We didn't waste time in bailing out, and we just made it. We proved later by a test that our static beam had been used. Tobor is the only one who had a chance to do so.
Of course, he denied it.
Right. That's when we had him sent back to his own place. But he'd already learned that we had a part of the mechanical man. You'll remember we took it to Professor Dean for analysis. Dean not only acted strangely, he talked as if he were on Voltura's side. Then suddenly he vanished before our eyes. We realized that he hadn't been there at all, that his image had been projected by cosmic vision. The bomb contained paralysis gas. We tried to get out, but the gas cloud was too heavy. When we came to, we were in the ice cave. Then we found Professors Dean and Markham. We were frozen in ourselves, but Gallagher got us out of it. However, we never found that part of the mechanical man.
Dr. Tobor was the only other person who knew you had it.
Yes, but as you say, that's still only indirect proof.
Tell him about the time we had to bail out into a haystack.
We were returning from our second trip to Atoma. The rocket ship we borrowed from Voltura started to act strangely. We contacted Gallagher and ordered him to trace the suspected interference. Gallagher got in touch with two agents, whom we had posted near Tobor's laboratory. Then the rocket ship went entirely out of control. The ranger and I barely managed to bail out. We were lucky enough to land in a big haystack. Then the mysteriously controlled interference rays set the hay afire. The rangers reported to us that the rays which caused all this came from Tobor's laboratory.
That's when you went there and learned that he'd used his deadly atomic eye on two unknown...
Who were, strangely enough, clad like the ranger and me.
That cinches it.
So you see, Voltura has had a powerful ally here on Earth.
It was Dr. Tobor's strange actions and evasive answers that gave him away.
Then as long as Tobor is at large, we can expect more trouble from Voltura.
Not if we know in advance what he might be plotting.
Is that possible?
I think so. That's why I'm here. Are you familiar with the Whitney eye?
Yes. It's a highly concentrated lens with 10 times the power of the 200-inch one at Palomar.
It's stored in the government supply depot in this area, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. What about it?
If such a lens were trained on Atoma, coupled with the optic and scalometer, it would reveal every move Voltura makes.
sounds fantastic. Yet it might help us. You'll need a written order from me to obtain release of the lens from the supply depot. When will you be able to pick it up?
As soon as I can get it.
I'll see that you get it the first thing in the morning.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Gentlemen. Oh, come here, Charlie. We're just leaving. Yes.
That's what we've been waiting for.
It looks like an ordinary door hinge pin.
It is. But concealed in that hollow pin is a minute wire recording mechanism that records sounds on a hairspring wire through magnetic impulses.
And we can hear what was said in the Deputy Commissioner's office.
Exactly. By playing it back on the audio amplifier.
Are you familiar with the Whitney Eye?
Yes, it's a highly concentrated lens with 10 times the power of the 200-inch one at Palomar.
It's stored in the government supply depot in this area, isn't it?
What about it?
If such a lens were trained on a Toma, coupled with the optic and scalometer, it would reveal every move Voltura might be plotting.
Well, it sounds fantastic. Yet it might help us. You'll need a written order from me to obtain release of the lens from the supply depot. When will you be able to pick it up?
As soon as I can get it.
I'll see that you get it the first thing in the morning.
If Captain Video succeeds in going through with that plan, do you realize what it'll mean?
Voltura's position will be endangered.
And our own.
Can a way be found to destroy that lens?
Why destroy it? If the lens can be used to spy on a Toma, Voltura should be able to use it to concentrate on Earth.
There isn't much time. Video will act first thing in the morning.
Yes. He'll dispatch a truck to the government supply depot first thing in the morning.
What are you fellows here for? Boss has the orders.
We were sent here by Captain Video to pick up a telescopic lens.
Oh, yes, I received a phone call concerning this release order from Deputy Headquarters. Here's the lens.
All right, boys, let's put it aboard.
I'm Captain Video. I received this signed release order from Deputy Commissioner Wade permitting me to pick up the Whitney lens. I want to get things in order before the truck arrives.
Well, you're just 5 minutes too late. A truck just picked up that lens.
With what credentials?
Here it is, signed by the Deputy Commissioner.
That isn't Wade's handwriting. That's a forgery.
Well, they just left in an open stake body truck, turned south on the highway.
There'll be another ranger along here in a couple of minutes. Tell him I've gone after that truck.
We're being tangled. Step on it.
Shake him. That car's burning up the road.
Then we'll burn up the drivers.
new peril is to confront the Video Ranger? Is the dictator Vultura ready for his planned invasion of the Earth? You can't afford to miss Robot Rocket, Chapter 12 of Captain Video at this theater next week.